Yeah, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are continuing our youth series, and today we'll actually be looking at you can be rich while having fun. Okay, you remember last week we spoke about you can enjoy your work. Of course, before that time we were actually trying to let you know that you can have impact through your lifestyle of purpose. You can also, you don't really need to be like somebody else. I don't know where I was watching that thing, somebody was saying something like that, but that's always been my own view about this thing, that you don't need to try and become somebody else to be who God wants you to be. So today we said last week that you can enjoy your work, and then this week I think it makes sense to talk about you can actually be rich while you are having fun. Now, if you are having fun and you're enjoying your work, um the possibility is very high that it will actually bring you into wealth. Okay, I remember, yes, that was the day before, on Tuesday. That was when I had my class in 210 with the 200 level English students. Anyway, combined class of both arts and education students that I had for the class. And we were discussing, I was kind of impressed with this. One of them actually came to me and said, okay, that he can do editing. He has the skill of editing, that he had been saying, okay, he will talk to me, that the education content I do for the class, that he can help me put professional editing services. I said, oh, that's nice. I said, but most time, because of the pressure of work I have now, I actually just do enough to get the message across. So it's not even the fine thing, but probably if I'm able to do one on time, I'll be able to send to him. But I told him, I said, what I even like most is even this content I'm making for the youth program. So he told me, okay, that's very good, that he will appreciate it, that he does that. So I was impressed by that. Then the course rep for the education to now say, yes, that because of the situation in the country, but that's very expensive here. I say, it's expensive in a federal university. Now, if you now go to a university where they are paying, I mean, stupid amounts of money, or even talk about people, how many thousands of dollars people pay to go abroad, that will you really think that is that expensive? He said, yes, it's true, but that the money is not there. He said that's why he has to, what he just went into, that he enjoys writing. So he started writing, and then that's okay. Why can't he make money from his hobby? So he's blogging, he's doing copywriting and all. And I was impressed. I was impressed because I've actually seen that many of the children have had to become creative and start earning money. We didn't have to in our time, and that's why it pains me. I look at what politicians are doing. Many of them were trained by this country free of charge. Many of them, they will tell you, I know the story of I don't have shoe was told by President Jonathan. I know somebody like the Senate President Akpabio also mentioned something like his mother being widowed and poor and all of that, and if Veda too did not have shoe. And I continue to wonder, when those kind of people make the life of our young people difficult. Now, a child will be in school and you have to just be friendly, because you cannot, in my time, like I was telling them, mine was that, at least when I had my degree, I just felt that it's not fair on my parents to also now start doing masters and all of that and still be depending on them. So that was my own problem about that time. And it was a master, because I lost my job in the course in the middle of my master's program. So that, and I told them, I said that was the first time I knew that if because I'm not an eating person, I'm somebody that you have to be persuaded to eat and all of that. But that was the time I now understood that when you are hungry, you can actually read well. I didn't know, because I never had to. I was the one not wanting to eat when I was an undergraduate. But now, you see young people, they just have to get a side hustle. I see some of them. I think maybe one of these days I will just video it. Like some come to my class. The first I saw them carrying buckets. So I now saw they do snacks and all those things to sell to their mates. I mean, it is what I call innovative and creative. I know I started doing business when I was in secondary school, by Form 3 precisely. We used to have the form system then, Forms 1 to 3 to 5 then. So it's not like, I think, whether I was even already working or whatever when this new system of 6334 started. So ours used to be 6 5 4, or maybe some even say 6 5 2 because the people that will go to HSC and all of that. But the point I'm making is this, that I have business. But when I'm in school, I concentrate on school, and my mother handles it for me, along with her own business when I was away. Or maybe probably I even closed it, I can't remember, and went back to it when I was at school. But I never had to be doing business along with my schooling. But the children of these days, either they have to go into software making, of course, which you can say they can actually, because I know a friend that complained that the son was distracted because he was into many of those things in school. In his case, it's not because he was hungry, it's out of interest. And that also exemplifies exactly what I was talking about, because this particular young man enjoys doing building apps and all of that. Though it affected his grade eventually, but he enjoyed it. And the young man, I was surprised when the father told me that he has built a house. The house where he's staying now, he built it. That he had to help him to be managing those things so that he will not lose focus and they will not be wasting the money. And when he tells me this, I mean, this is a father that is virtually a professor. But this young man, he said even for him to afford flight ticket, the young man buys them for him. We just tell him, Oga, young man, how am I coming home? Oh, you have not booked my ticket. I mean, this is a boy that just had his first degree. But from the app he's doing is making money. But let me not lead story to story. So I was talking about the politicians, which actually is not my focus, and it bothers me. But the point is that the children nowadays have learned to be creative. And the only thing that will bother me is that if their creativity is used negatively, like some that will now use this knowledge and be defrauding people, and which is the reason why we actually get, because I think we actually started the convention. I told them, I said yes, that the Lord led me to start doing videos for the youth, because I cannot understand what a young man we need that is less than or a young person that is less than 20 years. What does the person want to use money to do that he will go and think he need to shed blood to do that? Of course, these are just the seeds of the devil, because you make money with your brain. You make money by producing things, not by shedding blood. Because even from the local tales and stories that we have heard, those kind of money do not last, because they are not real. They are not real. I don't know how it works, and sincerely, I don't know. I have never known anybody personally that makes. All I've seen actually be from the films. So I cannot say I can tell you how it works. But what I can tell you that works is that if you are doing honest work and you give glory to God, I'm telling you, the covenant of God must always work. Because what I've seen is that when you give, you also get. That what it's not because you are going out of your way that you are doing transactional giving, but it is just a principle that when you are a giver, God blesses you back. God sends help your way. God sends prosperity or your people may have problem with prosperity gospel, but there's no. It is the truth. Because when I made up my mind and I told God, I said yes, I have relatives that seem to think they have and all of that, but that you are my only source and you are my only. And since then, things changed for me. I can tell you that personally, things changed for me. It's not because money started falling down from heaven or whatever, but God started giving me ideas and understanding and insight on how to make money, and it is happening. Yes, I may not be what you call the richest man in Africa or the richest person, whatever you want to say, but I'm confident now I don't have to beg anybody. And what is the understanding of riches? Like the word Jesus demonstrated, when the need arises, God is making the provision available. You don't, and that's why I say you don't need to be like the Joneses, because you don't need to. Like, I'm doing a course now on cybersecurity, and one of the things that we ask is that what's the part of greed in the issue of how you help us? And one of the things I said is that because they put themselves under unnecessary pressure. You want to impress a girl, and then you go and think you need to put. Of course, these girls are girls that don't want to work, or maybe probably peer pressure, because you see your friend now has bought the latest car and you don't know how he got it, and then you forgot your values. Of course, if you look at my blog post for the new year, there's a poem that Pastor Dela Adinyoju did, and that I put on that my blog today now, and he talks about values. What are your values? So and that also brings us back to the basic problem. It is a matter of values, and it's sad that you see mothers to encourage their children to do these wrong things. Then if all of us are killing people to make money, then who will remain to spend the money with you? So, anyway, like I was telling you, you can be rich while having fun. You can make money while having fun. You can be wealthy while having fun. You are doing what the work you are doing is what you enjoy. And I gave you the story of this young man. I think if one day I'm able to, maybe I will talk. I will ask him that I'm interested in interviewing him if he will not mind. This is somebody that, of course, maybe I don't know. I will get the father's consent if he agrees, because I also understand that they may not want to expose their son and all of that. So, but the point is that this young man enjoys the work. He didn't need to be defrauding anybody. He didn't need to be doing yahoo. He didn't need to be doing internet fraud. But by being productive, and because in this world we are now, tech life is such that you can make easy money for you. So people that are making content, look at this. There's a young lady now. I just stumbled on her video and I said, "Watch it." They call it Paramount Comment or something like that. Of course, she tried different things because you found this one now. That even people that have, I think the last one I watched yesterday where she was showing something about bag or somebody selling bag and all of that. So that she partners with them now, and then she tells you, okay, she even teaches about how she makes money on Facebook, on YouTube, and all of them with the same content, but just putting them on different platforms. And how she asks you that just tell me thank you. And I was always wondering, well, but I now saw it means engagement. It means engagement, and that is it. So she's teaching all these things free, but somebody else pays for them. So the platform pay those the money to her, and that's why she needs you to engage with her content. So that and somebody was saying today now that he was paid by X, and he was now saying that he doesn't know. But people are now saying that yes, some of the people that post nonsense there just because they want to have views, they want to have structure, they want to have engagement, they will just be talking nonsense there. And I just wonder, internet doesn't forget. Internet doesn't forget. So you find, and which is where we started from. What is that thing that gives you joy? What is that thing that you have skill in? Well, even if you need to learn to train. And when I told them, I said, okay, I have a training I'm doing. I'm doing this training. I don't know. All that I'm trying to learn is that I don't want to wait until I retire to start waiting for children to feed me. I should be able to set up processes and businesses now that can be automated. I know an old man that died, and the money that the children use for his burial, when the money that they say one account has about 40 million or 50 million, another account has this and that, another account has this, and he bought house for each of his children. He has 2 sons and a girl. But anyway, the girl is married. The other boys are not married, even though they are. I think one of them is virtually my age or close to my age. I think the first son. But then the man still bought house for each of them. And they were not planning to come back to Nigeria, but he bought all those things with the hope that they would be tied to Nigeria. You know, that kind of something like that. So the money they used to do his burial was from his account, because we knew the lawyer and all of that, so we were able to know all these things. And the man had the money. He was elderly. I think he used to spend half of his time in UK because his children are there. Then come back to Nigeria, has spent half of his time. He could afford it. He didn't need to go and steal government money. He didn't need to go. And like my VC were discussed that, and he was telling us, and which I don't in my position. With the position, you can this politician that steal. I don't know. I think they're just kleptomaniacs without knowing. With the position that they are holding, they are entitled to so many privileges that you don't need to steal. And that's what my VC was saying, that and really that had been my own view of the matter. Even the small thing I was, even though they are only giving me 50,000 naira monthly stipend to run the office, which of course I was not touching because my secretary was not doing it. Even when they gave us some money that we run this thing, you have to account for all the money. So the accountant was in charge of that one. The only thing that I'll be sure what you want to spend the money on before I approve. I knew there was also some other doors that were opening just because of that position. So why do we need to steal? If as a Senate president you want to travel, will somebody be telling you now that you need to go and bring money from your pocket to buy your air ticket? No. Because by the virtue of the position, you are entitled to that. You are entitled to feel, you are entitled to this and that. Even though I did the once before, when the fuel became something, the investor had to peg at the month. So of course I was spending more on the fuel but I was asking myself, would I not have come to work if I'm not doing? So that was maybe the only thing is that probably, like many people do now, people don't go to work every day. Maybe you go today, you don't go tomorrow, and all of that just to save a cost of transportation. So maybe that is the only thing that would have happened. But the point I'm making is that I don't know why Nigerian politicians are compulsive thieves. I don't know why they are, because by virtue of the position they are holding, they have privileges, they have things they can have access to without need to steal. If you do good for people, and that's why the Americans or whoever is trying to tell us Brian Traore is a bad person now. The way I think I think the young man is just now smarter than I don't know what happened with Sankara, but it was easily killed and the other, but I think he has learned from all the other people that were killed, and that's why they have tried 18 times. They have tried to get rid of him, but no. But he is doing things, and I know that God will come to preserve that young man to show an example of how Africa can succeed. Africa has it. Africa has it, for God's sake. And you don't need to go and become a beggar in another man's land, for God's sake. You have everything. People are coming from outside and bringing. I read of the person, I've forgotten the name of the bakery now. The lady started, and she brought her people because she was just saying, there's just money on the streets of Nigeria. But here, people are begging. I was watching a video where a Chinese man was throwing money. They were in a what is it called now? In a mine. I don't know what kind of mine it is, but it was throwing money, and you see people scrambling for it because you see young people are the ones that are digging up these things, and these people are just there dressed well and enjoying themselves, even with police guarding them. It's sad. It's sad. Those things are painful to me. But the truth is that we solve this problem by changing our mindset. I've seen a major problem is the mindset issue. So in that work that you are enjoying, you can actually become rich, because people are coming from outside this place. I know somebody that is doing a Chinese too, that has a very big. I saw the house where he was keeping yam. Whether he was farming it or he was buying he just knows that when he takes this yam to either UK or anywhere, because Nigerians, of course, they always want to remember coming home. I remember when I was coming from Malaysia, I went straight to the UK and all of that. My sister-in-law just told her, I said, what do I want? For the 1 week I was first one for success for a conference. For that I went to Malaysia for the next conference the following week, and then I was to just have a holiday, a short time in the UK before I would come back to Nigeria. She asked me what should she prepare for me. I told her pounded yam. No, she was asking me is it pounded yam or rice. I said rice cake. I want pounded yam. So I can understand when Nigerians why that, because we miss this food when we are outside the country. So this young man, I think he's quite a middle-aged person. He has found this and he was making the business. So he just. If you go back to the beginning of this series for use, and you will find where we have talked about, you should find that thing that gives you joy, or that skill that you think you are good at, and you can improve on it, you can learn, or you can be trained on it, and then do it. I assure you, by the grace of God, by the special grace of God, the Lord God of your favor himself, he will help you. But how will we help you if you do not how do I call it now? If you do not make the effort yourself. So it's very, very important that you that you know that even within this seemingly hard economy, you can actually lift up your head. You don't need to put your hand into crime. You don't need to put your hand into wickedness. You can lift up your head, enjoy your work, and become wealthy while at it. God bless you guys. So we'll continue on the video 16 in the next video. So do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to share. Do not forget to like, so that more and more people can see this video. God bless you guys. See you all in the next video. Bye.